CGCP 3197 by Chesthetica. Now in this position, black has more material than white, but more notably, the queen on g6 is being threatened by both the pawn on h5 and the knight on f4. There are also two pawns close to promotion on c7 and h7. Notice how the rook on a8 also guards the back rank. So white is not too bad here. Let's take a look at some obvious moves that one might play in this position. Pawn captures queen. Check, king to e7. Knight captures bishop. Knight captures pawn. Pawn captures knight. King captures knight. c8, queen, check. And in about 4 or 5 moves, black will be checkmated. If knight captures queen, this allows knight captures pawn on h7. Now white can still go on to win this, but it complicates things. After knight to e5 check, king to e7, rook to h8, and white clearly has the advantage as well. Okay, so in positions like this, the challenge is not to just win, but to actually play the best move, find the best sequence, and in this case it's actually a forced mate. Let's see how. So perhaps not too surprisingly, the solution does not involve capturing the queen on g6 immediately. Instead, to underpromote the h-pawn to a knight. This forks the king and queen. Now usually you do this in order to win material, like winning the queen, but why would you do that when the queen is already in a position to be captured, or unprise as they say? So let's see what happens here. Why does this work so well? If king to e7, the knight on the f file captures queen with checkmate. Notice that if the promoted knight captures the queen, the king can move back to f7 and this delays the mate unnecessarily. But what about king to g7? Well, here, knight captures bishop. Notice how the knight on f6 prevents the queen from capturing that knight. King to h7, and now pawn captures queen with checkmate. The rook on a8 defends the knight on h8, and the bishop on h6 blocks the king's flight square. The knight obviously defends the pawn, and that is a mate in 3. Let's rewind. Do you think you would have found the solution? Or would you have played pawn captures queen instead? I think you know the answer to that one.